Hi, my name is Charlotte Thomas, and I'm doing the video blog for my group for KKB385. So to start us off, I thought I'd just reiterate what provocation we were looking at, which was beyond zero emissions. So I personally chose that because I really resonate well with sustainability and making sure our future is good and we're actually looking after our world for the future. So yeah, that immediately resonated with me, and I really like the idea of trying to educate people and make people aware of their environmental impact through a creative way. So that is something that I was really excited for and really looking forward to. I guess kind of recapping workshop from week 4, we kind of focused really into defining what we were looking at and what we were doing and who the company was in this week, really kind of honing into that design thinking. So we did this by looking at a mind map in our workshops by really breaking down a whole matter of areas for BZE. So that's looking at what its mission was, which we kind of was okay, cool. So it's all about education, but also really coming up with great ideas that can encourage people to move towards the zero emission economy and that kind of thing. So it's got to be interesting, but it's also got to be informative and educational. As well as that, we had a look at stakeholders, who's going to be affected by all this. So that was the board members, the volunteers, the staff there, but also you've got different kind of areas of audiences. So you've got people who are really invested and are going to be interested in joining this movement straight away. You're going to have people who are on the fence. You're going to have people who are extremely against. I think that's an area that is interesting. I'm still kind of deciding with my team, if that's a good area to pursue, because that area will need to change but might not be as receptive and that kind of thing. We also had a look at the financial side of things, and I guess kind of more what we'd have to put in as a group for our design project, what we brought finance side, but also skill side. So we've got a couple of different skills in the group with marketing. I'm music production, which is a little bit harder, but I also did events planning and designing and that kind of thing. We've got someone who's an animator, so that's really cool. As well as that, we kind of just started throwing some ideas around, centered about just kind of trying to align the mission, the provocation, and be okay, well, how can we do this in a creative way? So it's all about informing and education and getting people involved and talking. So we thought a great way to do that could be a card game, a drinking game, or maybe something that you could share around with people and your friends that would really target to millennial group or something kind of Cards Against Humanity vibes. Whether that would be maybe you could go the exact opposite and be the worst decisions you can make that would have the most environmental impacts, or maybe something that would be just educational and informative. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. And then kind of thinking about whether it's can be something more aesthetic. So it's tarot cards, daily reminders and daily challenges, which we thought would really be good because you can start competition and get competitive with it, but also involve your friends, whether it's got a QR code, you can scan it, share it on your social media, challenge people to do the same thing. Day 1, give up public transport for a week. This is the reduction of emissions you're making, that kind of thing. So making people aware of their own individual impact, but also sparking conversation and also motivating other people around them to also make some really good environmental choices. And then as well as that, we thought we could really track we could track individuals' reduction in environmental impacts by coming up with an app where you can enter what you're doing in a day and it can track actually how much of an impact you're having. And then on that scale, you could even scale it up to competitions within friends or across state or across countries. And then one idea we thought of that was you could really expand it into businesses, which we thought would be a cool idea for BZE, because they're all about zero emission communities. So that could be targeting those businesses, because once you get all those white collar workers really invested in competing with each other, it's really fun. They could be fundraising to give money back to BZE, but also it makes the businesses more invested in tracking their own environmental impacts and being a sustainable business and going towards that zero emission economy, because they have their own workers who are also kind of following those behaviors. So it also makes the businesses themselves more accountable, which I think is a big target for BZEs, because it's not always about the, like, independent people do have a impact, and like if everyone made a change it would make a massive impact, but as well as that, it is these big businesses that also have a large impact, that are full of these people, that once you motivate them all and you educate them, it could be a really good way to actually change the mindset of these businesses. I'm trying to think of anything else. I think we mainly like focused on coming up with a couple ideas that we really think that we could flesh out in this next milestone, and really just kind of solidifying what we think would answer the provocation from BZE. So we still have a bit of a way to go. We have some good ideas in place to flesh out. We have a direction for where we want to go with like focusing on education and that kind of thing. But we're now really trying to like circle back and go further into detail of those before we go into our ideation week, just to make sure that we're getting the right audiences. We're really defining who that single audience is. We're really defining what BZE is after, just to make sure that we're all on track for next week and we're coming up with a really creative and fun project. But yeah, that's kind of the recap. Looking forward to week 5. Really motivated. So yeah, it's cool. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Bye.